College football might be starting earlier, and it's about a lot more than just the calendar. The NCAA is proposing a new schedule that would kick off the season before Labor Day starting in 2027. But here's the key change. Teams would get 2 bye weeks instead of just 1. Coaches are calling this a player safety win, saying the current schedule makes it too much of a physical and mental toll. And that part is true, but let's be real here. This also opens the door for something bigger, something that they actually want, and that's more flexibility in the schedule to make more room for the college football playoff and expansion. More games, more TV windows, more money. So the question isn't just about when the season starts, it's about where college football is headed. Is this about protecting players or building a bigger business? College football could be heading for a pretty significant change, and it might start as soon as 2027. The NCAA Football Oversight Committee is recommending a shift in the official start of the season, moving kickoff to before Labor Day weekend. Under this proposal, the season would begin on Thursday of what we currently call Week 0, Frank.
Yeah, now at first glance, this might not seem like a huge deal, but the structure behind it is where things get interesting. Teams would still play a 12-game regular season, but instead of cramming that into a tighter window, they would have 14 weeks to do it. That means 2 bye weeks instead of 1, which is something coaches have been pushing for. Clark Leah for Vanderbilt's head coach is a member of the committee. It was pretty clear about why this matters. He called it the current setup a health and safety issue, pointing out the physical, mental, and emotional toll on players when there isn't enough recovery time, especially with roster limits and tougher conference schedules.
So from a player standpoint, this looks like a clear win, but there's another layer to this. By starting the season earlier and building in more flexibility, the NCAA is also creating space for potential changes to the postseason, specifically the college football playoff. Right now, the playoff sits at 12 teams, but expansion is already being discussed. And if that happens, you're going to need more room on the calendar, obviously. This proposal does help solve that. It also keeps some traditions intact. Conference championship weekend stays untouched, and the Army-Navy game would still have its own standalone spotlight. Another notable piece here, the NCAA wants to eliminate special waivers that allow teams to start even earlier than the official date. We've seen more of those in recent years with games being played in late August, even internationally. This move would standardize the schedule and bring some structure back. For this to become official, it still needs approval from the Division I Council, which is expected to review it in June. Then this, of course, is for the next season in 2027. I'm not against this. I don't mind it. I think you got to redo the schedule because I also think you need to be done as quickly as possible where you're not having these playoff games go deep into January. Get this thing done in one semester so you can get everybody on the same page so the transfer portal doesn't open until after the conclusion of the college football national championship. If it was up to me, I would have the national championship every year at the Rose Bowl. And if that's not the case, I would have it end on January 1st every single year. Let's get this calendar moved up. I think they need to take it a step further. I mean, the conference championship games are utterly ridiculous at this point as well. I don't even think they're really the big money grab for a lot of these conferences anymore, because for all the people that spend money on watching their team play on the road, a lot of the teams that are playing in these conference championship games are already going to be in the playoff. And so why would I spend money to watch a championship game that doesn't matter when I know I'm going to have to save money to watch my team play in the college football playoff?
Yeah, and also to that, I mean, it makes sense in a situation like this, the Sun Belt, where they have conferences, where you have the East and the West Conference. Winner of each one takes on each other in the conference championship. They're the only conference that does that. So, I mean, you already have a conference winner. It's just playing the top 2 teams in the conference. So, yeah, I can see that game possibly being phased out. As far as moving the schedule up, again, I'm not opposed to it either. If you're going to, what I think this really sets up the expansion of the college football playoff, which is going to be coming further down the line. I think it's going to end around the same time, but with room for the expanded college football playoff. You're probably going to add more bowl games in that as well. especially with rumors that have been going around here over the course of the weekend. So yeah, I think this was a move that was going to happen, and I think should have no problem going through the rules committee.
The more the NCAA or whoever wants to run college athletics and college football centralizes all the rules so the conferences don't have all different rules and making this chaos, the more centralization that they can do, whether it be scheduling, playoff, how many teams, this is all stuff that needs to be in place to make this a better game. And in my opinion, I think this is a step in the right direction. They're not going to be able to flip it overnight, but I like the direction they are going in with college football right now of adjusting the schedule, trying to change things, making sure the portal. I mean, if they're going to be a professional league, it's time to start putting in rules like a professional league. And I think this is a step in that direction.